We should do well to confess at once that, fundamentally, we do not understand utter unworldliness of a text like this, that actually we do not want to understand it. Have we, perhaps, a dim suspicion that a mental attitude which can direct the glance inward to that extent is detached from the world, only because these people have so completely fulfilled the instinctive demands of their natures that there is nothing to prevent them from glimpsing the invisible essence of things? Can it be that the precondition for such a vision is liberation from the ambitions and passions that bind us to the visible world? He will be aware that the views set forth in our text are nothing extraordinary to Chinese, but are actually inescapable psychological conclusions. For a long time the spirit and the sufferings of the spirit were positive values and things most worth striving for in our peculiar Christian culture. Only in the course of the 19th century, when spirit began to degenerate into intellect, did a reaction set in against the unbearable dominance of intellectualism, and this led to the unpardonable mistake of confusing intellect with spirit and blaming the latter for the misdeeds of the former. The intellect does indeed do harm to the soul when it dares to possess itself of the heritage of the spirit, for spirit is something higher than intellect, since it embraces the latter and includes the feeling as well. It is the guiding principle of life that strives toward superhuman, shining heights. Opposed to this yang principle is the dark, feminine earthbound yin, whose emotionality and instinctuality reach back into the depths of time and down into the labyrinth of. Naturally, this has nothing to do with intelligence. If we should succeed in elevating another, or possibly even a third psychic function, to the dignified position accorded to the intellect, that the West might expect to surpass the East by a very great margin. Therefore, it is sad indeed when the European departs from his own nature and imitates the East or affects it in any way. The possibilities open to him would be so much greater if he would remain true to himself, and evolve out of his own nature all that the East has brought forth in the course of the millennia. It would seem as if the things the East valued so highly were not worth striving for. Certainly, the intellect alone cannot comprehend the practical importance Eastern ideas might have for us, and that's why it can classify them as philosophical and ethnological curiosities, and nothing more.